Hello, my name is Gwen, and welcome to your practice. Today, we'll have 30 minutes together to explore all the ways that the spinal column can move front, back, side to side, top to bottom. You'll need a blanket. So if you don't have a blanket, you can use anything around the house that will roll up like a tube. You can use a mat. Place that at the top of your mat and have the head elevated with either a yoga block or a book. And then bring your back right up against it. So butt your butt up to that. Unfurl the spine, lower spine, mid spine, upper spine. Let your body settle here and feel for a moment. Let the knees remain bent. Notice a little rock of the head. Find where it can settle. The shoulders will drape more. As we counter all that forward motion, feel and sense the shoulders sink down. And then feel into the feet from the heel to the big toe to the baby toe. Evenly press. Feel the sit bones lift. Lengthen the sit bones towards the heels and then lower. 2 more times like that. Press into the feet. Feel that press. Feel the pelvis lift. Lengthen towards the bottom of your mat and then lower. And 1 more just like that. Notice how the lower spine can move like this. And then feel for a moment as the sit bones anchor down, nice and heavy into the mat. You can have the legs remain bent if there's any discomfort in the lower spine. You can heel toe them a little wider so we can come into an active rest here. As the heels come out, the toes are inward, inner knees knock. As the inner knees lean, feel and sense that lower spine. Make sure it's happy. Some of you might want to lengthen through one leg and then the other. Wherever you are, allow the whole body to settle. Let's dive in a little deeper here. Take that breath all the way in through the nose. Feel the coolness seep in. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. As we breathe here together, let's form our intention for our practice. Maybe for you it's to erase that pain, that deep-seated exhaustion, any discomfort. Maybe the fruits of our practice we can send outward beyond these walls to someone that we love. As you deepen the breath, notice a gap between breath, a light little pause filled, and then a light little pause empty. For our pranayama today, we're going to come into samavriti breath, equal breath. You could choose any number that suits you, but for us today, we'll choose 4. We'll inhale for the count of 4. We will hold for 4. We'll exhale for 4. We'll hold for 4. Let's do 8 rounds just like that. On your next inhale, all the way in 2 cleansing breaths before we start. One more. Inhale all the way up. A light little pause. Then in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. In. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Dive into your next natural breath. Drink it up. Notice how you feel as you feel all that prana, all that life force, that vital life energy seep in. Maybe you feel those benefits of presence. The back body might feel a little more present with the floor, a little more weight grounding down. The breath a little deeper, a little more spaciousness in the rib cage as we repattern through the breath, through the respiratory system. So enjoy that breath, that oxygen advantage now. And then go ahead and bend up one knee and then the other. Flip the palms down. You can flutter the eyes open for this. Chin to chest and roll over to one side. And go ahead and come on up. We're going to come into what's called tabletop. So we'll be on our knees. So if that's a little scary for you, build a platform. So fold your blanket and nestle your knees right into that blanket, or have the shins on the blanket, knees off. So whatever feels delicious for you today. And then once you have the hands down on your mat, lift one and then the other. So alternate. One comes up and then the other. So feel into the wrist. And each time that you place the hand down on the mat, notice the thumb and the first finger enliven. Feel that area, the meaty part of the thumb, press, and then the finger. So that we're careful that we don't put too much weight into the wrist. Let the thumb and that first finger feel it a little more. And then pause. Come into what's called Somatic Cat and Cow. Connect with your breath. Take a deep inhale and let the belly drop. Gaze forward. As you exhale, draw a line with the nose to the knees and let the head hang. Inhale, the navel will drop, the heart will shine forward. As you exhale, it'll feel like the rib cage is carried up, 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 head hangs. Once you have the gist of this flow, please close the eyes. The lights will come on just a little brighter on the inside now. So feel for a moment the rib cage lifting and lower. As we repattern, move as slow as you can, like the second hand on a clock. Notice the sit bones. Gently they'll roll upward as the belly comes down. You look forward. As you exhale and hollow that belly, feel the sit bones point down. And then come to a neutral place. Forearms down now. So the elbows will be down. Let the hands and the wrists rest. Come into that same breath. As you inhale, belly down. Exhale, gently feeling that hollowing of the belly. Inhale, we look forward. Exhale, feel the rib cage roll up. The movement might be slightly smaller, a little different. Notice how the body can share this workload. Elbows to fingers, top of the foot to the knees. As we gently move the spinal column, the hips, intimately the shoulder girdle, the whole back body. Let this be the pump to the breath now for 2 more. Last one. And then slowly let yourself come on up. From here, we're going to come into a seated pose. So let's use our blanket right underneath our seat. We'll come into what's called a seated body scan in gentle somatic yoga. So go ahead and let the hands rest on the lap wherever it's comfortable. The legs feel heavy and weighted. The seat is raised a wee bit on one blanket, maybe 2 blankets. You can also use a block. And then close the eyes and witness from the inside out what it's like for the body to settle in a seated pose. Notice the legs, the sit bones. Is there resistance? Is there a vibration? Is the body resisting this pose? Can it settle a little more? Wriggle the toes and then let them go. Feel from the sit bones all the way up the spinal column through the palate, through the crown, earlobes, over the shoulders, shoulders, over the elbows, elbows heavy downward. Take a deep breath and then exhale it all out. And then from here, we're going to do something very similar. We're going to isolate those same muscles, carry the heart forward and back. So the hands like hooks. Anywhere where it feels good here, or maybe it's your shins. I'll represent the shin for today. So go ahead and carry the heart forward. Have the chin parallel with the floor to start, so that we isolate that bottom spine. Inhale forward and then back. You might want to marry it with the breath or not. Maybe you'd like to carry that a little quicker. So a little faster breath or a little slower. And then let's invite the upper spine to the party. So on your next inhale, as you come forward, the chin is carried upward. As you round, chin downward. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Let this be the pump to the breath. Feel and sense the rib cage, the shoulders. As you round, they might feel like they're coming towards each other. As the heart comes forward, the shoulders move back. You can deliberately come into that. Notice how it feels in the spinal column. For one more, just like this. And then pause. Take the hands over to the side. We'll come into what's called Egyptian. So, awareness from the outer leg to the arm, like we're holding a ball. Go ahead and carry it over this way. The head might sway that way. And then carry the ball over to the other side, and the head might come over that way. Fluidly move the body like this, as smooth as you comfortably can through the rib cage. Isolating the rib cage now. So we very rarely ask our body to move like this. So notice what you notice. Is there resistance in the muscles between the rib cage, those intercostals? Maybe for you it's the hips, the spine. Notice how it feels. The head can move. You can gently connect to that inner grin and have some fun. And how about one more like this? Maybe it feels like you could be here all day. Or sometimes this feels like a lot of work. It can go either way. Then we'll pause. Scan the body. And we'll bring that all together in Kundalini's greatest hits, called Sufi Rolls or Sufi grinds. So simply, the spinal column will move in a circular motion. We'll follow the foot that's in the front at the start. So I have my right foot in the front. So gently, I'm going to take a deep breath in and move forward. And then I'm going to move over to the right and circle back. Over to the other side. In a circle. just like this. And yours can be much smaller. You never have to look like anyone else in the room. So feel and sense. Close the eyes. Once you have the gist of it, gentle somatic yoga is a closed eye practice. We tap into that internal witnessing so that we can sort and register all the details of this. Is this smooth? What are the sounds? Is there any grinding? Any skipping places where you skip right over? Any places that feel sticky or stuck? And then maybe that circle can go a little quicker, a little smaller. And then we'll pause. Bring your hands in a fist. Bring them behind you. Feet come out. And then go ahead and kick your butt. It's better if you kick your own butt. And then slow it down like you're in slow motion. And then go ahead and kick your butt again. And in slow motion. And then kick your butt. And then go ahead and place the other foot in front. Take a deep inhale and let the heart come forward. Roll over to that side and then back. Sufi rolls on this side. Eyes are closed. Notice how the spinal column might feel like a stir stick. The pelvis a bowl. Gently rolling the whole width of the bowl. And then it can become a little smaller, a little smaller, a little smaller. You can pause and notice how that feels. As we repattern the rib cage, we deepen the breath. Tone the muscles front to back. Flexibility of the spine increases. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and come onto your back. You can use the pillow, the blanket as a pillow. You'll come onto your back. If it feels good, leave it there. If it feels better, bring your back, your head to the mat. Hands by your side, arms on the floor, lengthen through one leg and then the other. Come into a body scan, wriggle the toes. Again, if we were laying on the beach, what would the imprint be like? So feel what's heavy and what's light. Through the heels, stamping down, lightness through the Achilles and heavy through the legs to the sit bones, the lower back, how far are you up? Mid-spine, thoracic spine, notice to the shoulders. Feel from one shoulder to the other. A little rock of the back of the head. And then from here, go ahead and bend up your right leg. Interlace the fingers behind that knee. And if it's difficult for you to come into this pose, bend both knees. Press into the left foot so that you tilt the pelvis first. Then the right leg will be easier to capture. Interlace those fingers behind the knee. Calf comes onto those fingers like a bind. Lengthen through that long and strong leg. Shoulders heavy, elbows heavy. And then feel for a moment that lower spine just like this. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, send the back of the shoulders down. Feel how that carries that right thigh into the belly, the ascending colon with a little squeeze. And then you release. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, back of the shoulders down, squeeze that thigh into the belly. And then flex that long and strong leg. Take a deep breath. Back of the shoulders down. Squeeze that thigh into the belly and lift that long and strong leg up. And then lower it and soften, soften, soften. Again. But this time, long and strong leg, toes point out. Take a deep breath. Back of the shoulders down. Squeeze that thigh into the belly and lift that long and strong leg up. And then lower. Soften that effort. This time, long and strong leg, toes point inward. Take a deep breath. Back of the shoulders down, hug that thigh into the belly, lift, down, and soften. Go ahead and place that right foot down into the mat with a press. Change places, trade, and interlace the fingers behind that left knee. Calf comes into the fingers. It holds them in place. If you cannot reach, then you use a strap. So go ahead and feel the long and strong leg. Toes point up. Flex that foot. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, back of the shoulders press down. Thigh into the descending colon. A little lift of the long and strong leg. Let it come down to soften. And notice those muscles. Relax a little more. Long and strong leg, toes point out. Take a deep breath. Switch on those muscles of the shoulders, press. Go ahead and carry that thigh to the belly. Lift that leg up and hit the pause button. Notice the lower back. Muscles are turned on and pressing. And then go ahead and let it relax and soften, soften, soften. Long and strong leg, toes point inward. Take a deep breath. Back of the shoulders press down. Thigh into the belly. Lift the long and strong leg up. Then soften it down. Let go of the leg. Knuckles heavy. Come into a Shavasana now. Final resting pose. Feel and sense the toes wriggle, and then we let go. Release control of the breath, control of the muscles. Let the muscles around the eyes soften a little more. The jaw. That relaxation response seeps in. Feel and sense the whole body from temples to toes. You can let yourself rest here. I'm going to close the practice seated. If you'd like to join me, go ahead and bend up at the knees. Slowly roll to your side body. Give yourself that little pat on the back for showing up, or you might feel the psychic hand. Press into the floor. Carry the head up last. Find your comfortable seat, knees bent or not. Leaning into the couch, the chair, the wall. It's a beautiful thing. Feel the spinal column all the way up, elongating, all the way up, up, up. The head has the privilege to balance right on top. Connect to that inner grin, that powerful you. Bring that intention back into your mind's eye. Maybe there's someone that you love. A little self-love here. Go ahead and bring the palms together. Feel that warmth of appreciation. Thumbs to the heart center with a light little press. Feel that support as you inhale all the way up. And let's send this yummy goodness out beyond these walls with a light little bow. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.